nothing changes.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. This is Rami from Raw Gaming, and today's video we are going to have a look at the poison after the last balance changes. So the poison actually got buffed 10% damage per second, so technically that is a lot. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you a gameplay that's combining the Royal Giant along with the poison. So what we're going to do, I did have like many decks to try before, but I got into this one and then I found out this one is working really good, and I will show you a combination on how to play the Royal Giant along with the poison. Now, if you guys remember the meta before the balance changes, like in the last balance changes when they nerfed that poison, so the poison used to be very powerful spell, so it was like one of the strongest spell inside of the game itself. But after that balance changes, after the nerf that the poison got, became very weak and it was like barely used by anyone. But now with the 10% buff for that damage, so it's a huge amount of, we're talking about like, you know, a huge amount of damage that's over time is gonna cause for your opponent. You know, of course, that is not going to slow down the enemy troops, but what it's going to do, it's going to cause that damage over time, and we all know how it used to work. Now, of course, now in here, the Royal Giant is making a really good comeback, like inside of the arena. Like whether it's like inside of the ladder or inside of the challenges, it's been working really good. And I haven't posted any videos in the past few in the past week because I was busy with work and I was busy with, you know, life in general. And to be honest, I couldn't even find a really good deck to start with. But now we are having a look on the Royal Giant, and we're having a second look on the poison after the balance changes. Now, of course, I'm using a Royal Giant and I'm using the Furnace along with the Barbarians. Yeah. So what we're going to do, it's a matter of like getting the Giant to get few hits on the opponent's tower. And once you set up your Furnace right inside of the arena, that will get you damage over time, because each fire spirit gets to the tower. That will cause a huge amount of damage for your opponent that your opponent doesn't want to have. Yeah, but what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you the way that I played the Royal Giant along with the poison. Now, of course, my opponent is blocking my Royal Giant with his Barbarians, but imagine that the poison is actually down. Because the poison is more effective when the troops actually inside of the poison radius, so that is the key for this day. Now, of course, we're going for another push. It was like I don't think it was like a fortunate deck for my opponent to play with, but he's blocking my Royal Giant with his Barbarians. But 10 seconds left inside of the game. Look, I'll poison everything that comes over, and that log goes into the tower, and we got the tower down all the way down to 22. So it's a matter of zap, and we will end up the game and we will grant that win. Now, this is the first game. I will show you another 2 replays, because I don't actually have my device ready when I'm playing, so that's why I'm not recording live. And some people say that I'm doing voiceover. It's not really voiceover, I'm just doing the gameplay while I'm actually recording. But what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you another 2 replays. I will show you the way that I played this deck and how it could be twisted if you want to twist it. Okay, now in here I dropped my Furnace right in the kill zone. The kill zone is right in the middle, so anything that attack this, like for instance, if you have a giant coming over at your side of the arena, or if you have a hog, that kill zone will engage the second tower into killing that hog or giant. So you will have help inside of the game. Now, notice the poison in here. The poison, I dropped the poison actually on his pump along with his witch in there. So it was a successful attack if you want to ask me. So because that is literally over 1000 like 500 like damage on that tower. So actually 2000 like 1900, so it's really good. Now in here he drops his P.E.K.K.A. So I have, and there goes the rage, but I have my barbarians in there to distract everything. Now of course the rage, that makes everything really strong inside of the rage, because that boosts up your troops up to 35%. So imagine if that P.E.K.K.A. actually get a hit for you, that will cause you a huge damage. Now once again we are setting up our furnace right in the middle, and we'll get that fire spirits right on the tower. And once we get that, look at the tower. The tower is going down because of the fire spirits. Of course guys, this is a very important card inside of the challenges. If you're playing challenges, trust me, the furnace is a card that you don't want to miss, because that is going to get you really huge win inside of the deck. Like if you want to shuffle, if you want to try something else, of course this is going to give you really good advantage, because this is damage over time, and that will get you a huge advantage over your opponent, especially if that furnace got to the tower and got the fire spirits in there. Now he's going for a push in there because I don't have anything in there, so I had to distract that P.E.K.K.A. in there with my Royal Giant. But my Royal Giant is going to get melted by the P.E.K.K.A. and the mini P.E.K.K.A. in there. And notice the mini P.E.K.K.A. on the right. I did not, when I was playing, I did not really like pay attention for the right side, because I didn't even see that P.E.K.K.A. So that's why I giving him the wow. And it was like, dude, my tower all the way down to 96. So I'm surprised actually, like, wow. That's why I gave him the wow first time, because I missed on that P.E.K.K.A. And the second time I didn't know why he didn't actually like use any AoE damage on my tower. Nevertheless, we're going to another battle, and I will show you this deck. Now this deck everyone loves to play with and everyone hates to play against. So we're going about the Hog and the Ice Golem. So this is really strong deck, because this deck makes it's very strong because of the elixir the average elixir that this deck costs. It costs about 2.8, but this guy is using Inferno, so it's probably like about 3.1. But I will show you how I played against that deck and how I got into the battle itself and how I won that. So in here I've got my Ice Spirit running towards the Crown Tower. Now guys, I did change my lane, because actually, like, when I seen that Mega Minion on top of, well, flying over, then I thought, you know what, I'll get some damage on the right side, and this will be even more, because when I push on the right side, then he's gonna have to answer right on the right side, so he doesn't have to answer on the left side and make a really good push. And like I said, because his deck is very cheap, it's like really quick cycle, so I thought, you know what, I'll just switch lanes and go for a push on the right side, and then that will make him divide his push into two sections. Now of course his thumb on the Mega Minion now sorry, so he dropped the Mega Minion all the way at the back, and now because we have, well, I don't know if he used the log or not, but look at the range of that Royal Giant. It's actually outranged that Inferno. So the Royal Giant will manage to get few hits on the tower. So we got the tower down to 1729, which is not bad at all. With the help of the Fire Spirits, that Mega Minion is dead. So right now my opponent is using fireballs to get as much damage as possible on my left tower, but it doesn't mean that he's going to get the game. right now this is a really valuable log on there. And right now, look at the poison goes down. That poison is going to do some work, because guys, if it's on the tournament standard, that means the poison is going to be about 27 HP per second, so damage per second. So imagine that is over 10 seconds, that's 270. So if you use that on the troops, like for instance right now I have my Royal Giant on the tower, I've got my poison on the archers along with the tower, so this is a really good value for me. So we got the tower down all the way down to 96, so a matter of a log going to that tower, that will take it down, and that will grant us the win. Now, of course, I will show you guys the decks that I lost against. Well, you can't really win all. Like, I'm currently playing, like, you know, I was trying different decks, guys. I was trying different varieties, and I did want to get you a really good deck, but you know, going into the grand challenge is very expensive, and I don't. Once I get the hang of the deck itself, then I go into the grand challenge and try it in there. But this is the chest for this win. It's very nice. Look, whatever you get out of this chest is very, very beautiful. Like, I can't really complain about that. But like I said, going back to see the stats of the poison in there, the poison is not 27, that's 250 over 10 seconds. So 250 is damage for the crown tower over 10 seconds. That's on tournament standard, guys. Well, this is gonna wrap it up for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this video, and let me know what you think about Royal Giant along with the poison, and I will see you guys in the next one. You be safe, have a good one, and I will see you guys later. This is Rami from Raw Gaming, and I am signing out. Peace.